me come on. Come on. What are you doing to me? Sorry, guys. I forgot to get my camera. I got all tangled, too. Here I am. Upside down. There we go. It isn't quite as dark this morning because of all the glare from the cloudy sky and the snow on the ground. Well, good morning from beautiful downtown Crestline in the San Bernardino Mountains of Southern California's Inland Empire. See if I can catch Tora in her window. There she is. Hello. Say hi to your adoring fans. And over to her left is Sweetie, also known as Mommy Cat. She's black, so she doesn't show up too well. And then there's Smoky Sue sitting on the pillow, which is on a heating pad. And then we got Tutu, who I thought was a girl, but he's really a boy. His sister, 3C, is around here somewhere. Clear over there, behind her box. Pretty girl. She's very shy. Oh, boy. There. Tora's up here in the glare somewhere. There she is. Think. Oh, that's Sweetie. Tora's up higher. Can't really see her, but she's there. Aren't you? And, of course, Smoky Sue again. I think she reads books or else she watches tapes on a VCR. Good morning, Renewal Man. I'm shivering with cold. My poor heater, which is compliant with California idiot standards, can't keep up with 30-degree cold. Very hot in Thailand, huh? Yeah, what are you doing in Thailand? Isn't it? That's where that war is going on. Thailand, and you told me once before, but I forgot. Is it they're at war, border skirmishes with some other country? The USA. Well, it's like our country has the flu, but it's getting better. Cambodia, it's quiet now, eh? Good. Thailand versus Cambodia. I think they call it Kampuchea. I don't know what the Thais call Thailand. Maybe it's Thailand. Where are my cigarettes? I need one. Well, I'm glad it's quiet there. We have mobs who claim to be peaceful protesters tearing up our cities. But I'm in a nice rural mountain community. When we have protests, they really are peaceful. Some people play loud music from their cars. But and I think it's been a couple years, but some fool took the life of a woman because she had a rainbow flag in front of her little gift shop. That was really awful. But we have very little conflict here. It's usually neighbors or couples in conflict, and it rarely leads to anything worse than a few fisticuffs or just a lot of bad words shouted back and forth. Well, it's almost 7 o'clock in the morning here on the mountain. I'm about 5,000 feet up. Big Bear is around 7 or 8,000, and boy, did they get snow. I think we got maybe a total of 1 foot. Today the high will be around 40 Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is centigrade, but keep in mind our freezing point is 32. So 40, it might as well be, 2 or 3 Celsius, maybe 4, is cold. And at the moment, it's somewhere in the mid 30s. It's above 32, but not by a lot. And here we are about 70 miles east of Los Angeles in Southern California's inland empire while we wait for more people to wander in. Hi, Don B. Welcome in. Well, I in the description, you'll see that Reggie Bannister, who was best known for playing the ice cream man in the movie Phantasm, has a GoFundMe. Someone organized it for him and his wife Gigi. Reggie has been suffering from dementia for quite some time now, and Gigi has been taking care of him. And more recently, she got a home health care person, but it's reached the point where he needs to go to a facility because of his failing health. Now, they said hospice care, but I'm not sure that's what they mean. I think it's just 24-hour supervision. His physical health isn't that great, and his mind is sometimes clear and sometimes not. But he had a bad fall late at night, and he decided, along with his wife and caretaker, that he needs to go to a home, and they want to choose a good one. He's done lots of things in Hollywood and for our community. I still remember the Halloween when Reggie and Gigi put on a show where he was Dracula and she was Dracula's wife, for free for the whole community. And Gigi herself has directed a number of short films on the mountain, paying locals to work as extras and even stars, the lead roles of her films. And poor Gigi, it's been such a burden on her, and she never complains. When you try to sympathize, she says, "Don't worry, I've got this." Yeah, I'm early because I'm more likely to have a good internet uh, connection, Don. I've got Renewal Man watching all the way from Thailand. Mm. I often watch a cooking show. Um, darn. I think it's something about cooking on the porch. Anyway, the cook, I think he's in Thailand, but he's an Englishman, a retired chef or cook or whatever. Darn if I can remember the name of the show, and I tried to memorize it before I came on. The only one I'm thinking of is not his, but I think he's in Thailand. Something about backyard porch or backyard cook, something like that. But lately he's been cooking inside in his kitchen from time to time. I guess it depends on the weather or what he's trying to cook. But he cooks both English and Asian foods and even American foods. But he has ways of making them simpler and easier. And sometimes I want to modify his recipes. And sometimes I'm just not interested. But he does those cottage pies and shepherd's pies. Instead of pie crust, there's a layer of mashed potatoes on top of basically a stew of beef or lamb. And he told us the difference. If it's lamb, it's shepherd's pie. If it's beef, it's cottage pie. Makes sense when you think about it. I've neglected my cooking channel because I don't want to go on live. And so I record the videos, and if they're really bad, I just trash them. But if I try to upload even like a 5-minute video from my phone to YouTube, it takes forever. It takes hours, and it makes it kind of hard to use my phone to watch anything or take care of my email. Oh well. And that's even if I connect my phone to the internet. And I've recorded cooking stuff on the computer. Same problem. It takes forever to upload. Drives me crazy. Also, usually when I am doing some kind of cooking, it's during the daytime when Verizon Internet keeps going down, and that's too frustrating. That's why I'm on so early today, because of the internet connection. Renewal Man wants to know what type of food do I eat. This is weird. YouTube says I have one person listening, but I have 2 people in chat. I told you, YouTube lies. Well, anyway, what do I eat? Well, I've evolved over the years. When I was a kid, Mom would slap some hamburger in the frying pan, get it browned, and then boil whatever she added to it, usually starting with onions. And onions are supposed to be fried with the meat. She just um, boiled them in the sauce, which was usually a can of tomato sauce. And then she'd dump a bunch of dried noodles on top and simmer everything till the noodles were done. And the only spices she used were salt and pepper. Sometimes she added oregano, and I hate oregano. Yuck. I've recently discovered I can use basil instead. But if I'm going to have a soup or stew that contains onions, I not really fry, but sweat the onions in a little oil or butter on low heat first before I add them to a soup or a stew. I've tried to make onion soup, but you have to cook those darn onions forever. I mean hours or even overnight. I do have a crock pot that will, it's a lot safer than trying to cook them on the stovetop where it'll go dry and burn the bottom of the pan and ruin the onions. Oh well. Anyway, now I have managed to make sweet and sour chicken, sweet and sour pork on a bed of rice. I've evolved. Now YouTube says no one is listening. I think I still have 2 people in chat. Let me see. I don't know. Can't tell. Witta should be here. Freeman can't make it. Let's see, what do I eat? Oh, I love pork ribs, barbecued pork ribs. I can't barbecue this time of year, so I first wrap them up in foil and bake them for an hour or two, and then put them under the broiler to brown them. And of course, I use a barbecue sauce. I really like Sweet Baby Ray's, but my lord, it has a ton of sugar in it. See, what else do I make? Oh, either chicken tetrazzini if I have some leftover chicken. I'd prefer turkey, but it's hard to get actual turkey unless it's Thanksgiving or Christmas. The only turkey you can get is lunch meat that's been, processed. They chop it and cook it into a slurry and then spread it out, and it's just not the same. Or if nothing else, I'll use a can of tuna with noodles, mushrooms if I have them. It's supposed to have mushrooms, cream or milk. Usually all I have is milk. And of course, green peas. This is America. We put green peas in everything. I'm pretty sure it's an American recipe, not Italian. Anyway, you get it all put together with your salt and pepper and breadcrumbs on top and bake it. You're not cooking it, you've already cooked the noodles and the chicken or whatever. It's to kind of make all the flavors melt together and the whole thing be hot or at least warm to be served to people to eat. Let's see what else. I make a lot of soups and stews from whatever I have on hand. And if I don't have meat, I make a vegetable stew and add some uh, bouillon or beef broth or chicken broth. Lately, I've been using the Better Than Bouillon. Gotta be careful with that. A little bit goes a long way. Um, What else do I eat? Oh, fried chicken. Lots of cookies and crackers, by the way. I know I shouldn't have so many carbs, but I want them. Chocolate. Lots of chocolate. I don't eat as much chocolate candy as I used to. I'm actually getting very sensitive to sugar. In my coffee, I've cut the sugar in half because it was tasting too sweet. Um, French fries. I don't deep fry. I'm afraid of setting the kitchen on fire or spilling hot oil everywhere. So I shallow fry them in about an inch, maybe two, of oil in the bottom of a nice big stew pot, and fry the potatoes till they get to where the color has changed, but they aren't dark brown yet. And then I finish them in the oven. They come out really nice. You do want your fries to absorb some oil. They are not the same if you just bake some strips of potatoes. They're not. Plus, I'm really lazy about washing off the starch. I'll rinse the potato strips one time. None of this over and over till the water runs clear. So by putting them in the oil to start them, it removes more of the starches. So you're getting less starch and more protein from the potatoes. Whole cultures have survived on potatoes, most notably the Irish, but also the people of Ukraine before the Soviet Union ruined their farms. Well, they had started ruining everything. They would confiscate the food, but apparently they didn't take the potatoes. And of course, South America, where they came from, people ate a lot of potatoes. My favorite meal, though, is a full Thanksgiving dinner with turkey, mashed potatoes, candied yams. They're really sweet potatoes, but for some reason we call them yams. And cranberry sauce. I like the kind with the berries in it, not just plain jelly, but I'll eat either one. And of course, a pumpkin pie for dessert. And some veggies, corn, green beans. Granny used to make string beans, which are green beans cut the long way into strips. And she'd add, I think it was almonds. Yeah, almonds. And I don't know, she had some secret for the flavor. I suspect that it might have been either honey or maple syrup. It still says I have no listeners. I have a feeling I have no listeners. And it's cold and it's early and I've been up most of the night. So let's call it a day, okay? And thank you for chatting with me. Let's see, I'll do thank you for, that's it. Oh, got the F. I usually overshoot and get the G. With me, and have a great day. Oh, one more thing. The United States is a mess, but I try not to think about it. We are fixing it slowly but surely, but treading water, slogging through mud, opposed at every turn. eventually we'll get it done. I hope sooner than later. See you guys. Bye.